So we have two Tennesseans here. So I tell you what we can do, Dr. Tisha. We can just drive together. You pick me up, and then we'll head on up to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah, road
Come
trip,
on.
road
Come
trip.
on down to the Ville. That's right.
Yeah, road trip. We can do that now. So listen, hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to today's Power Up Virtually Summit Rally. We call it Rally because we are rallying up for our event that takes place next month. You see the dates there, July 14th through the 18th. We are having that Power Up Virtual Summit. That's right. My name is Dr. Betty Speaks, and I am a World Civility Ambassador and international speaker, author, certified professional Christian coach. Let me turn my power this off. And I'm your lifetime imprint leader. I am extremely passionate about empowering individuals to resurrect and establish themselves through the four components of life: that's spiritual growth, financial literacy, personal and professional development. I'm that chosen warrior who inspires others to create an imprint that will live on long after they are gone. So, this is why I hold these virtual events, virtual workshops, currently virtual events, but I intend to leave an imprint with you with the things that I do. And tonight, as you listen to these phenomenal ladies that will be speaking at the Power Up Virtual Summit, guess what? They will leave an imprint in you as well. That's why we're here this evening. I am not going to take away too much of their times. I want you to know that they will be motivating you today. They will be inspiring you today. And honestly, we've had some interesting conversations just before going live. Our focus here is to share with you that strong people are not simply born, they resurrect by sharing the imprints they generate throughout their life journey. So if you are unplugged today and you need to be plugged in, listen. You're going to be listening to my newfound friends as they tell you and share with you what they will be sharing on July 14th through the 18th at the 2021 Power Up Summit. And our guest speaker there is no other than one of our friends who is an actress, and she's an entrepreneur as well, and that's no other than Kim Coles. But like I said, I'm going to start out with one of the ladies and have them to do an introduction of themselves. I think I lost one, but Dr. Hampton, since you are there, can you tell us who you are, where you're chiming in from?
I am Dr. Miata Hampton, also known as Dr. Miata. I hail from the wonderful Nashville, Tennessee. I am an Amazon #1 bestselling author. I'm a speaker. I'm a women's empowerment coach. I am a premier nurse specialist. I'm a wife, and I'm a mother to 4 beautiful, beautiful girls. And what you can expect to hear from me at the Power Up Summit is rediscovering your why. And for those busy women, career women who are wives, who are mothers, and who have children, and you are working at 9 to 5 and trying to figure out this 5 to 9, what you can expect to hear from me is prioritization. How do you do it? How do you have a 9 to 5, and how do you run a household? How do you run a business? That is what you can expect to hear from me. I am here to help you power up in business, power up financially, and power up personally.
I love it, Dr. Hampton. You heard her speak. I'm going to move on down to Tiffany. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. So thank you for the opportunity. I'm so excited. Yes, I'm a part of the Speakers Summit. And my name is Tiffany Teachy. I am a STEM advocate, science, technology, engineering, math. I am a #1 international best-selling author of children's books to women empowerment books. And so also I'm just enjoying the opportunity to be able to empower women girls, underrepresented minorities, especially trying to encourage them in STEM opportunities. And so when you come to the summit and the conference, I'm going to be talking about unleashing the resiliency within. And so that's what it's going to be about, walking in your purpose. And so from my experiences, telling a little bit of me being in the underrepresented male dominated fields, how I've been able to overcome any of those obstacles, and how we as women, men, anybody can overcome any obstacles. So definitely looking forward to being one of the speakers for the Power Up Summit. Thank you.
I love it. And she says STEM, women are just taking over STEM all over the United States, and it's international. So we'll talk about that more. Miss Wilson, are you there? Go ahead and unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what will you be doing at the summit?
Well, greetings to you, and thank you for having all of us here today. I'm so excited. And I am Cian Wilson. I am the director of the Women's Center at Tennessee State University. No, not just Tennessee State University, the Tennessee State University, where the aristocrat of bands shows out. So I'm excited to actually empower, uplift, and encourage women on the campus. I'm excited to be able to help them in STEM, STEAM, algebra, engineering. We have over 32 cultures of women. So I work with diverse women, from Kurdish women, Saudi women, you name it, they're there on the campus. And so as a counselor, a mentor, just an uplifter, a supporter of women, I also give scholarships. But not only, as you said, do we work 8 to 5, from 5 to 9, I'm an author and a coach of Overcoming Me. And also, 2 weeks ago, Overcoming You, my second book launch. And then I have a children's book that will be due out March 2022.
I am not messing with
I want to be a doctor like Dr. Miata, so I'm working on my doctorate as well.
I am not messing with these three amigos here tonight. Listen, if you hang out with people who will impact your future and not your past, you have to pay it forward. So we want to thank Karen for having you ladies here today, and definitely for having you on her platform, because as I heard from each and every one of you, you are definitely leaving an imprint on someone's life. Your imprint is made to rise and not perish. Don't let them perish with your dreams. And for those of you that are just tuning in, you have to know that these ladies are ready to power you up. That's right. They are based on their introductions alone. They are ready to unplug you from that old power strip that you've been plugged into and give you a brand new power strip so you can plug into it. One that has a USB plugs on it. How about that, ladies? So this is Power Up Summit 2021, which will be a collection of the very best of businesses, inspirational and motivational speakers, such as what you have heard from here tonight. We have an awesome lineup of speakers. You will have to go out and just register at www.timetopowerup.com. That information is there for you to register. You don't have to do it tomorrow. You can actually do it right now. This will be a 5-day connection, creation, and contribution summit. So if you have already registered, share the information with your frenemies or your enemies or your friends or frenemies. Share it with them, because as you heard, these young ladies, they have powerful information. I can't wait until you begin to listen to the answers of some of the things that they want to share with you tonight. And I'm going to take it back to Dr. Hampton and ask her, what motivated you to start your business?
What motivated me to start my business was pretty much the pandemic. And like most people, like many people, I did a pivot. So I actually started out writing prayer devotionals, and then it just kind of developed into that. And as the pandemic went on, and I'll share a little bit about my story. in July, it's part of my
Yeah.
presentation. The thing that motivated me or pushed me to stop flirting with being an entrepreneur and stop flirting with my business is that my mother was hospitalized. And I found myself sitting in her hospital room, trying to figure out my time off. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, oh man, I got so many ETOs, I got so much earned time off. Me having to take the time off to spend with my mom, that's kind of eating into my ETO. And it just clicked on me, like, you're in a position where, yes, you have this great career, but you don't have the liberties to spend time with your family. You don't have the liberties to take care of your family. And so I found myself kind of negotiating with myself about taking time off and spending time with my mother. And I realized that I was not being present with her. I was not there for her like I should have been on her healing journey. And I just decided in my mind that that was no longer the life that I wanted to live. And so I was going to have to hit this entrepreneurship thing hard. And I was going to have to put the work in to not only get my time back, to be able to spend time with family, not have to negotiate working for a paycheck in order to get time off. And the thing that really drove it home for me was that I was asking for permission to be able to spend time with my mother while she was going through what she was going through. And so I just decided in my mind that I no longer wanted to do that. And I had to stop flirting with the idea of being an entrepreneur, because let's be honest, like, I was comfortable. My paycheck has me comfortable. And so there was no real push. There was no real drive for me to do it. So I could flirt with it. But when I had that realization, I was like, yeah, I gotta go hard. I gotta go all in this thing. And so it got me thinking, like, if I'm going through this, how many other women in my position, career women, that you're making great money and you have a family, but you're having to negotiate your time and you're having to put all your time and energy into your business. And I mean, not your business, but all of your time and energy into that 9 to 5. And I just said, I got to hit this thing hard because I want my time back. I want to be able to spend time with my family. And I'm sick and tired of asking for permission to do those things.
Wow. She just and she went on into answering one of my other questions, but I have another question that I would like to ask her because she shared some of it before you ladies came from behind scene. So I'm going to go over to you, Tiffany, and ask the same question. But Dr. Hampton said, stop flirting. She said that more than one time. Stop flirting with what you want to do. Don't let it perish. Don't flirt with it. Go ahead, Tiffany.
All right. So the question was, what made me decide to go into business? What was it that ignited the business, creating a business? Mm-hmm. So when I was always being asked, I'm an engineer. I'm a mechanical engineer. And so I'm always asked to go out and talk to the schools and go tell the kids what they could be and what opportunities as far as you could be an engineer. And a lot of them, I asked the question, who's met an engineer? And many of them, their hands can't go up. So by the time I've done hands-on activities, I've done presentations, showed them what an engineer looks like. I'm an engineer. I asked that same question, who's met an engineer? And so all hands should go up. And so I realized then, I said, that we've got to be able to show representation. So my passion is all about representation matters. STEM representation matters, and definitely with girls and underrepresented minorities. And so I decided to write a book. That's when my business started. I realized becoming an author is a business. And so from that mindset, that's what started me and ignited me to be able to take advantage of this opportunity, to be able to spread it out and show that even through all the experiences I've been through with being in a male-dominated field, even going through all of that and all the obstacles in that, I want to try to encourage more to be able to see themselves in it as well. And so the business itself came to fruition because of the fact that I want more to see. I want to see everyone have it, as far as definitely women, girls, having a seat at the table. And so representation matters. And so that's what ignited me to be able to start my business. And I started in 2019. It took me about 2.5 months to get it going. And from there, I saw a challenge on how to self-publish, do a book. And Christmas Day, realized that it was, a number one international bestseller in STEM education. And so from there, that's
Wow.
what can I be STEM careers from A to Z. That was the book. And then from there, I've been able to generate translated from Swahili, Spanish, French. And so I want to go global. When you talk about international, I mean, I'm trying to put it out there so we can get exposure from that end. So the business is all about making sure more gets that opportunity. So
Come on,
that's what ignited
Tiffany.
me. So that's what's really
Come
ignited
on.
me. So
That
yeah,
is amazing. Congratulations.
thank you.
Eric, people are chiming in, but thank you so much for that testimony. And we're gonna move on over to Miss Wilson. She thinks she's gonna get away with this question. Let us know what motivated you to start your business, Miss Wilson.
So working at Tennessee State University is a full-time job when you have 7,000 to 8,000 students that you deal with on a daily basis.
Ooh.
But when COVID hit, one, my daughter was in China, so we had to get her from China home. So when
Mhm.
she got here, COVID hadn't even hit America by the time my daughter came home. And she was explaining it to me. Well, 2 months later, it hit the campus, it hit Nashville, the world, and there was fear because people were dying. So what motivated me was the fear of dying. I'm just going to be transparent. I saw people, celebrities dying, doctors, lawyers, judges, Indian chiefs. I saw young people dying. And that motivated me when I thought about my life. I realized that I hadn't accomplished a lot of things that were on my bucket list. And when I saw so many people that I idolized, so many that were sick and in the hospital. And so my pivot was, while you're here on this earth and God has given you these gifts, what are you going to do? So
Mm.
I will be discussing overcoming your fear to unlock your full potential. And sometimes
Okay.
we don't even tap into a third of the potential and the gifts and the purpose and the dreams that God has given us because we have fear of success. We have fear of purpose. We have fear of failure. And so if you always wallow in what I can't do, and the Lord said, I come that you might have life and that you would have it more abundantly. And my other scripture is, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? So not to be, and yes, I am a Christian, but just in walking in purpose, knowing that I have a lot to give to others. And a lot of times I've sown so much. I do something called Women of Legend and Merit. So I celebrate women in the Nashville community. And then I thought about it. I said, girl, you better celebrate you, because no one was celebrating me. I'm just going to keep it real. Nobody was celebrating me, and we don't have to toot our own horn because your gift will make room for you. But I just felt like I would celebrate me by writing Overcoming You, then starting the children's book. And the Lord has shown me that I have 12 books that will be coming through. And so, and in sharing those books, I want to make sure that they are self-help to help other people, to help other young people and other women.
I'm not, you ladies are untouchable right now. Seriously. I want to give some shout outs to Eric Holmes out there. He says, congratulations. Wendell Graham is saying, wow, 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 wow. Fear of purpose, and he's saying nuggets, nuggets, nuggets. So they are chiming in. I tell you, if you're just now tuning into this, we're talking about powering up. Power up. You have to power up your cell phone. You have to power on your television. You have to power up a lot of things, your vehicle, those things that you're powering up. Now it's time to power yourself up. Unplug for those negative Nancy's, no hope Bobs, and all of that negative energy. It's time for you to exchange or DX or get rid of that old power strip and bring in a new power strip that has additional features to it, so we can power up. And when I say additional features, it shocked me when I saw a power strip where I can plug my phone into it. So it's time to power up with the new power strip. So as we are talking to our ladies today that are we have 2 from Tennessee and 2 from South Carolina. How lucky is that? That is so awesome. And I think this is the first time you ladies are meeting.
Yes.
Yes, doing the chants and cheerleading for the university there, the University of Tennessee. I have more questions for you ladies because I am so in awe with your testimonies thus far. And this next question is so, one of my pet peeves, one of my favorite questions to ask people is, what were your setbacks? Did you have any challenges? And like I said, Dr. Hampton, I can't wait to hear yours again, because we do have women that are in that particular situation and they think that, I'm just going to give up. I'm not going to even worry about it. I'm just going to stay at home and do this. So I'll start with Tiffany.
All right. So I've also not only dealt with children's books, but I also been a part of a lot of anthology, but two of them as far as sharing and collaborating. And with those books, Saving Lives by Fighting for Mind, Stories that Empower Women to Win, and Pretty, Paid, and Powerful, it encourages, and I start out one of them saying, we all go through a test in order to come out with a testimony. We all have setbacks to be able to have a comeback. And so it's ironic that you asked that question, because I talk about that in the books, and then just in my speech that I'll be talking about as far as presenting with the Power Up, definitely trying to encourage that. Yes, setbacks that I've had, definitely. When you talk about loss, I was a daddy's girl. He encouraged me. He said, be anxious for nothing, Tiffany, be anxious for nothing. But unfortunately, I had been able to achieve a lot, but he passed away. So we've all dealt with different losses and stuff too. So at that moment, that was my wake-up call to say, okay, I'm going to live my life like it's golden. And so that is the model that I live. I know Jill Scott. So that's my model that I live by, regardless of what obstacles I've gone through. And then, of course, being in a male-dominated field, being able to overcome in the classroom, being able to overcome in the workplace. I mean, it's always some challenges. Being able to realize that I am just enough, and I am smart enough and capable. Just enough is what is in the office. And so, being able to overcome that has been one of those things that I always have to try to prove myself. But I just know that I got the degree and nobody can take it away from me. And so I know that I'm enough. And so dealing with that is one thing. And then also layoffs. I've had a layoff, unfortunately, but I had a wake-up call. Somebody said, a recruiter said, your resume is on point. Until you decide to be able to relocate and get your mindset that you're not going to be comfortable where you are, that was my wake-up call. So you always have those epiphanies. And so I speak on, yes, you might have losses. Yes, you may have a layoff, but you might have to step outside your comfort zone. And that's what I did. So I'm here in South Carolina. And so it's like, you have to listen and trust God. And that's where I've done with life. So either whatever setbacks and obstacles, I've learned to be able to overcome them from that standpoint.
Wow, I love it. And welcome to South Carolina. I had to do this. Come up with it, Dr. Hampton. She got some juicy stuff.
Oh goodness. So I've had so many setbacks and so much hardship coming from I was born in Stockton, California, and I moved here to Nashville, Tennessee many moons ago, and coming from a family of 5 children, where I was the only person in my family to graduate from high school. Not only high school, but I went back and got my first bachelor's degree from Fisk University, and then moved on to Belmont University to get my nursing degree, and then returned to the Tennessee State University for my master's, and moved on to Purdue University to obtain my doctorate. And I could go on and on about all the hardships that I've had, but what I will tell you, the biggest thing that I've had to overcome is myself, my own mindset, my own mental blocks, me telling myself that I can't do it, that I'm not worthy, that I'm not deserving. Why would anybody listen to you? Why would anybody buy anything from you? What makes you so special? And at times I even question myself, like when you, as an entrepreneur, you are taught to try to figure out what your why is. What is your story? What is that one thing that you can tell that will help you be relatable to people? And I tell you, with everything that I had gone through, I still struggled with that one piece, because I felt like the thing that I had gone through was nothing compared to what other people had gone through. But God had to remind me, remember when you were on food stamps, sweetie, and I took you from food stamps to 6 figures? The Lord had to remind me. And when I was And it was not a time of embarrassment for me. It was something that I knew I had to go through. And he had to teach me the understanding that life doesn't happen to you, life happens for you. So I had to have those setbacks in order to be on food stamps so that I could be relatable, so that he could keep me humble, and so that he can keep me hungry. So even when I was making six figures, and even as I make six figures, that I am humble. It makes me relatable to be able to tell other people, not just other people, but for my children. I have 4 girls, to be able to tell them and be relatable, to say, I know what it feels like to go without. I know what it feels like to not be able to make your car note. I know what it feels like to have a light bill or a water bill and not be able to pay that bill. But listen, let me tell you, the same God back then is the same God right now. And so as I step out on faith, and as I step out onto entrepreneurship, God is reinventing me. And so I don't have to worry. And that Philippians 4:6, that is my favorite. That is my favorite scripture. Be anxious for nothing. He says, be anxious for no thing, but by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, make your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and your mind. So I am here to tell you that no matter what it is you go through, no matter what setback that you have, I don't care if you have 50 cents in your pocket and you are trying to turn that 50 cent into $1. If you lean and you depend on God, and if you submit your dreams, if you submit your heart to him, he will turn that thing into fruition, and he will make it happen for you.
Wait a minute. Where's the choir? Can the choir? I'm thinking she graduated from the University of Tennessee. I wasn't even expecting that. People are saying preach, and there's Hello Queens, and I can't even keep up with all of these. Honestly, they are like chanting right now, and you are on fire. I'm ready to take off my shouting shoes so I can start shouting for real, like on the wooden floors. Amazing, amazing. We're gonna hear more from her, Dr. Tiffany. Tiffany, do you know what time it is? It's time to hear from the other Tennessee person. Do we need our clinics?
Listen.
Yes, come on with it, Miss Tennessee number 2. I know, right? It's hot in here.
It is. I'm enjoying all of it. And I'm writing down all of these nuggets so that I will remember and encourage myself. So your question was about setbacks. And
let me ask you this. Hold on one second. We want to give folks to like and share, because we have more questions to ask. And these ladies are unplugging the old extension cords, the power strips, and all of that stuff. And they're bringing the new power strips here right now. So go ahead, my love. Yes. I forgot what the question was.
The question was, what setbacks have you had? And, I just am excited because when God brought me out of Egypt, I decided I would never go back. So, yes, I was molested when I was 9. And then again at 10. Yes, I was domestically abused. Yes, I'm divorced. I had to raise a daughter by myself. I'm a single parent, putting her through college successfully. But in spite of all of that, I have to say that God is good. And I find no fault in him because he does all things well. And everything that has happened to me has pushed me to my next level. And when I think about the journey, I won't take anything for my journey because it has been a blessing and it has pushed me into my destiny. And that's the purpose of all of us are going through tests and trials or have been through tests and trials, no matter what they are. Bad things happen to good people, but it's what you do with the bad things that happen to you. And so as I talk with the students, as I talk with other women here in Nashville and other cities, I'm finding that if we would just stop being crabs in a barrel, and if we would support one another instead of tearing one another down, If we would just work together, and I'm finding that with Black Lives Matter and all that happened during COVID, that we are finally coming together because we realize that everyone is not for us. And the adversary is real. So I don't play with the devil. I recognize him. I have a discerning spirit. I don't need anybody to tell me who I am. I'm a royal priesthood. I'm a king's kid. I am great. I can do all things through him. So I'm not worried about people. They were saying, well, the people said. I said, girl, don't tell me about the people. Who are the people? The only people I need to know are those that are pushing me. I'm pushing, and God by my side. So I can do all things. Oh, but I do want to address my sisters, because a lot of what you said, I'm there with you. That imposter syndrome is real, when you feel like you're a fake and a fraud. And I've dealt with that in other conferences. And so what I've had to do is stop self-sabotaging me, stop procrastinating. We want to be great, but we don't want to do the work. If you want to go to the next level, you got to put in the work.
I am not playing with you ladies tonight. Like I said, they are powered up. They have gotten rid of those old extension cords. They are powered to something that's new, and they are on fire tonight. If your feet are not moving like my feet right now, oh my goodness, you're going to have to watch the replay. Seriously, we're talking about being powered up tonight. That's what we're speaking on. They just went over some of the challenges and setbacks that they may have had in their life, but look where they are today. You're talking about best-selling authors. You're talking about mothers and individuals that had to leave one place and rise in another place. I call that resurrection. So I am so honored to be here this evening, because these are strong women who are not simply born. They have resurrected themselves, and they're sharing their imprints throughout their life journey. I'm telling you, if you want to hang out with people who will impact your future and not your past, you want to tune in to the Power Up Summit that takes place July 14th through the 18th of 2021. And I see some other speakers that are out there. Hello to my sister, Travis Mitchell. She said, preach Queens. My brother, Eric Holmes, is out there. He said, well, come on here now. Come on through with it. And then there's another brother, Wendell Graham. Then my daughter, Brianna Johnson. They're like, hey, ladies, hey, ladies, hey, ladies. They are powered up. And I'm telling you, you don't want to miss them. This is just a teaser, what we're doing tonight. So I have a couple of more questions to ask them. And good grief, we've gone past 7 already. I want to start back with Tiffany, because she's well rested now, unless she's sipping on some water or something, because it has been hot in here. I just want to know, what or who has been your greatest inspiration during your journey? Can you share that with us? The what or who, or both?
Right. Well, I will start with I have the foundation with my mom and my dad. My dad, like I said, had passed away, but they were the inspiration. Like when I dedicate my books, it's my mom, my dad, and my brother also. So family is where I start with. My family's been the inspiration from that end. My mom was an educator. She's empowered and was with me all the way. And then I had my dad, who was an entrepreneur. So both of them instilled in me the power of education and hard work. And so tying all that in with what I do, with why I do what I do, it's been an inspiration. Now, my shero is a quote which I love to share all the time, is with Shirley Chisholm. If they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. So I always speak on that. It's in my book. I always preach that, because that's the truth. No matter what, you're gonna get it, and you got to do whatever it takes. And so she's my inspiration, my shero. I got plenty more, but if I was to name one, that's a quote that I always put out there. And then service is the rent we pay for the privilege of living here on earth. She also says that too. So I'm always about service in what I do. So between having a seat at the table to the service that I provide, that's the inspiration I have and why I do what I do.
Oh my goodness. I was trying to see what Wendell Graham said, but I'll come back to it. But they are just awesome, phenomenal. You ladies are phenomenal. All right, doctor. Let's hear from you. Let's hear it.
So I would say my inspiration is definitely my family. They have been a great support. My husband has been a great support throughout this journey, not just this journey, but pretty much throughout all of my adulthood. That's how long we've been together. So he's been my rock 100%. And I would say my inspiration is for all those young girls and for all those women whom I have not met that are just like me, who just did not know, who made decisions based off of the options that they were given. Maya Angelou says, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you do, but people will never forget how you make them feel. And it is those feelings that I had and those feelings of rejection that I had growing up as a kid and as a young teenager and as a young lady, that kind of pushed and motivated and molded me into the person that I am today and made me want to strive for more. And it is that same spirit that pushes me to strive for even more and for even greater. And I know if I struggled in certain areas of my life and just not knowing and just making bad decisions based off of the information that I was given, because the truth is you make decisions based off of the information that you have. And so there are there are women out here who just don't know, who they need help. And so that is my purpose. That is what I am here to do, is be a service to those women, to those mothers who are out here struggling just because we don't know how to prioritize. You know, we got so much stuff falling through the crack. We are scared. We are scared and afraid of failure, but yet we take on so much. I do not subscribe to the superwoman. I do not have a cape on my back. That woman does not exist. And I am teaching my daughters the same thing. We have to learn how to delegate. You have to learn how to take stuff off of your plate. You have to learn what things are distractions, what things come to steal, kill, and destroy. And you have to put those things in their proper place. And you have to bring certain people into your life to help carry those burdens for you. And so as a wife and as a mother who has carried the guilt of not being able to be there and not be able to do all of these things, because nobody ever told me I didn't have to do it. I was taught to be strong. I was never taught to be weak. And so I am now learning that my weakness is my strength. I know it's cliche-ish. I know you hear it all the time growing up in the good old Baptist church, that when you are weak, you are strong. And you don't really understand what that means. But I am learning to embody that the areas that I am weak in, I don't have to carry that stuff. I'm not a bag lady. I'm not going to be a bag lady. And if you come into my life thinking you about to bring me some extra baggage, I'm going to show you what a stage left, exit quick, because this is not that place and I am not that person. And so I am here to teach other women that same exact thing.
Listen to her. You know what? I'm done with the doctor. You know, is there another doctor in the house? Come on now. I just want to tell you that when you said the superwoman, now everybody knows, you ladies, this is our first time meeting this evening, but I just so happen to be a Buffalo soldier. And guess what my name is? Did I hear someone say it? Who said?
Superwoman.
Someone say superwoman. So, doctor, I can't even change my name. Once you get the name, you're stuck with it. So when she said, look, I'm not going to even repeat what she said, but I still love her. I can't change my name, though. They gave me that name based on the things that I accomplished. They also gave me a name that's not in the dictionary. They call me an actioncutionist. Because I take, that's why they gave me this name, doctor. So can I get a pass on that, please?
You definitely can get a pass. Yes, ma'am, you can.
What? I was getting ready to feel rejected there. She talked about rejection too. And what I love about Dr. Hampton is that she has 4 girls, right? 4 girls. And I wanted her to share that story. Well, we'll get her to share that because, there's another Tennessee in the house. And if you guys thought Dr. Hampton was on fire, you thought Tiffany was on a fire, wait until you hear from this other Spitfire talking about powered up. Come on here, my love.
Luke 12:48 says, to whom much is given, much is required. And so with all that we have, all that we do on a daily basis, then I have to jump over to the Tennessee State University, where our motto is excellence is our habit. So it's a habit for me to put out excellence. If I can't put out excellence, I'd rather give you nothing. Because why would you throw out something that's junk? God didn't make any junk. I'm not junk. And by the way, I am Wonder Woman, Superwoman, just so you know. See, you got to know who you are. And I just told you a minute ago who I was. I'm a queen. I'm a royal priesthood. What Michael Jackson said, I'm bad. I'm bad. You know it. You know it. And so I'm excited to say that my mother, who is deceased now, she passed in 2018, but she was the baddest mother going. Don't dispute me. I said, and my mother was the baddest. And then the next would be for me, my daughter. She's been with Disney for the last 10 years, and she has motivated me to do the things that I do. She has my back. She pushes me. She tells me all the time, Mommy, you can do it. You can do anything you set your mind to. And she's 31. I'm excited that she's in Shanghai, China right now. She's the very first African-American doing The Princess and the Frog in Shanghai, China, the very first. And so I'm excited to see, because we always want our children to do better than we do, right? And so to see her walking in excellence is her habit. And to see her pushing other young ladies to want to work for these great companies that are out there, I'm excited about that. But I do want to give a shout out and a plug to Dr. Glenda Baskin Glover, because I could not run a women's center of all of these fantastic young ladies without her pushing me and having my back. And then, of course, we've got to say Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey, and Kamala Harris, because listen, this is the greatest time of our life where we are right now. And I don't know about you, I'm excited about what I see. I'm excited about seeing each of you. See, I can push you all because I know who I am. And being secure in who I am, I don't have a problem saying that you're great too. See, when you know who you are, then you don't have to be jealous. You don't have to put other people down. You can walk in your glory and then thrive on and be excited when others do the same. So let's give a shout out right now to all awesome and amazing women who are out there doing it every day.
Shout out to all you ladies. Karen is in the house. Karen Cherry, shout out for you, mentor, girlfriend. This is awesome. You ladies, I mean, when you laugh so hard and when you're so excited and you have those little tears in the corner of your eye, and if you can keep Wendell Graham here, let me see what he said here. When you keep him around, oh my goodness, there's something that has to be said. He said, well said. And Karen said, wow, 4 girls. Yes, Karen, I was shocked too backstage when she shared that with me. But I want her to talk about that though. And before I go on to my next question, we have a couple of more minutes. And the reason I want her to, you don't have to share the whole story, but it was like, okay, I got pregnant and this happened. Then I went to do this and then I'm pregnant again. And then, the way you tell the story, because right now she has accomplished for the most part, her goals. Come on, Pastor. So we can bring the choir. Get ready for this sermon, you all.
So I shared in the green room that I have 4 girls that I gave birth to, all 4 of them. I have a 17-year-old, a 13-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 2-year-old. And I gave birth to the 2-year-old after my 40s. I usually don't tell my age, but I gave birth to my 2-year-old after my 40s. And my husband and I had resolved that I was done. Like no more children for me. We had 3 girls. That was enough. But what I shared is that along every journey in my life, I was pregnant. Like God, these girls, this I could have had boys if that's what God wanted for me. He wanted for me to have girls, right? And so with every journey in my life, it felt like with every hardship in my life, I was pregnant with something, right? So I had gone back to nursing school, and I had my first daughter when I was in nursing school. And this is the time that I ended up having to go on food stamps because I was pregnant. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to pay for school. And I just didn't have it. So I had to go on food stamps. I had to do what I had to do. I was getting it all, the Medicaid, the cash aid, the WIC, everything. It's just what I had to go through. And then my husband and I, we got married, got pregnant on my honeymoon, delivered another baby, and I ended up at TSU working on my master's. And so in my mind, I'm thinking this is it. These 2 girls, that's it. I'm on a, fast track for my career. I kind of know what I want to do. Had got into Purdue and was working on my doctorate and ended up pregnant again. And so it seems as though that God is speaking. He's saying with every elevation, there is something to be delivered. And so I became a nurse practitioner. I decided I wasn't going to practice anymore. This time I have 3 children. And so I'll move into administration. And so I currently work as a director of nursing. And I say probably about 4 months after I hadn't gotten that position, I found out that we were pregnant again. And so it was with every elevation that God has given me something, a baby, right? Pregnant with possibilities. And so I am now basically on a road to reinvent myself, right? And so I've stepped into the entrepreneurial space, and I've had this conversation with my husband. Now we're doing something different, right? We're doing something new, right? Lord said, I'm doing something new. Shall you not see it? And so we had to have that conversation. No more children. I said, let this entrepreneurship, let this be our baby. Let's give birth to this thing. Let's work this thing out. Right. And so I have come to the realization that, with every level in my life, that God has given me a bundle of joy. And so this entrepreneurship, this new experience in my life is that bundle of joy. And it just further reminds me of how far I have come. When I talk about going from food stamps and making 6 figures and God being with me along the way, there were some challenges in there. There were some things I had to go through. There were some sleepless nights, things that people don't even know. I was actually kicked out of nursing school. And people don't know that. And I had to work my way back in it. And I could have easily given up, but I surrendered my heart to God. I surrendered my desires to him. He says he will give you the desires of your heart. And he means exactly that. And so with this entrepreneurship, I know my heart's desire is to build multiple 6-figure incomes. I know that I am on a road to be a millionaire. Is it going to be easy? Absolutely not. Is there going to be some hardship along the way? 100%. But I am here to power up. Part of being powered up is being connected to people like Kern Cherry, being connected to people like Betty Speaks, so that you can be catapulted. We're not walking into our next dimension. We are being catapulted into our next level of thinking. So we have to power up our strategies. We have to power up our thinking. We have to power up our mindset. And so that comes with a great responsibility. To whom much is given, much is required. So there is no more time for hiding, no more time for shrinking back, no more time for doubting yourself. If you have to show up looking crazy, you have to show up looking crazy, because there is somebody somewhere that needs you. They need to hear your story. They need to know where you came from to get to where you are going. And there are some people that you're going to have to reach back and pull forward with you. So now is the time to power up. If there has been no other time in your life, I hope that what I'm saying is resonating with someone. I hope that it is confirmation for someone. I hope that it is affirmation. I hope these are words, prophetic words that ignite you, whatever it is, that if you got a little small flame smoldering in you, I hope that it ignites you and it lights you on fire, and that you take the leap, not just the leap of faith, but you take the jump. You take the jump. If God was there for you then, he's there for you now, and he's in your future, and he's waiting on you.
You want to hear more from her or the other speakers that are on tonight's platform? You have to go register. Time, the number 2, powerup.com. It's right there on my feed someplace. www.time2powerup.com. The ladies are on fire. They all have amazing stories. Her story was so phenomenal to me because I'm listening to women's, that are saying, I have too many kids. I can't give up my food stamp. I can't give up my wig. How am I going to make it? How can I make it? You heard her testimony. Not 1, 2, 3. She has 4. Then she told her husband, "Don't come knocking at the door no more. Now I'm getting ready to move with something else. I'm getting ready to power it up. So don't come knocking on my door after 4." She said, we got that little 2-year-old in here. I don't know how, but she sneaked in. It is so amazing to see her energy. When she said to me, I have 4 girls, and my eyes did I know she didn't say 4 girls, yes, you know how we are. We're daddy's girls. So she has 4 of them, but I'm so honored to be graced with her presence. We don't always we don't get to meet these ladies that have 4 kids and they keep going. They keep powering up. And she said, you need to be here at the conference, honestly. And what did Karen say over here? Let's see what my sister is chanting. Yes, exactly. Karen her daughter just had a baby last month, I believe, or it could have been earlier this month. But we're proud of you. You don't have to be a stay-at-home mom. You don't have to hold back on your dreams or let them bypass you. You heard what these ladies said. You have to register. Honestly, there is registration room for each and every person that is out there, plus your friends. I'm going to go around and ask the ladies to give us the names of a couple of speakers that they know that will be speaking at the event. And I'll start with, did I ask all of you that question? No, that was her personal question. But because I don't think you ladies have 4 kids, right? Yeah, she says 1, only 1, the China doll. Yes, I want you to share with our guests some of the speakers, the phenomenal speakers that will be there. Go ahead. Yes, I see you talking.
I'm ready.
Yes.
So I heard the amazing Coach, I call her Coach. Coach Kern had Chrisette Michelle the other day.
Yes.
And I just loved what she had to say. It was so powerful and impacting. And I actually had some of the students from TSU to listen to that because we learned by the testimonies of others, right? But then I also have personal friends. They're my Facebook friends, my Instagram friends. I'm connected because of Kern Cherry. My Facebook has blown up since I've been in Coach Kern's life. And I was impacted when she was talking about being powered up, because in order to be powered up, you've got to have a connection, of supply or a source that you're connected to. And you can actually be connected to negativity, correct? Well, all of these women that we're going to hear and men during Power Up are amazing. Danny Sky. And I think I heard that Travis Michelle was on here. It's just Tanya Blackwood. I could go on and on. And then the ladies here, look at Travis. There she is right there. I'm looking at her saying something. So there are some amazing, powerful women with stories, and I can't wait to hear them all.
Amen. Go ahead. Who's next?
So I know that the wonderful one and only Dr. Yolanda Jerry will be speaking, and I cannot wait. I am super excited. I've had the honor and privilege to work on a book anthology with her, And like Cena said, being connected to these women, your life blow up. You just listen. I cannot express enough. Like, this is a free conference. When bringing the heat is an understatement. If you do not register for this free conference and get all this goodness, all this juicy good, something is wrong. Something is wrong. You need to register. Eric Swanson, if you're into writing books and publishing, you need to right now. You get on your laptop, your cell phone, whatever you got to do. If you got to borrow a friend's phone, if you got to register while you're at work, while you're supposed to be working, listen, you need to register for this conference. I cannot say it enough.
Yes, powerup2.com. Yes, go ahead, my sister.
Okay, so of course the name was spoken, but I was going to, for me to be the last. Travis Michelle, who has been shouting us out throughout the whole thing. I actually had the honor to be able to co-author the book Saving Lives While Fighting for My Stories to Empower Women to Win with her. So me and her have been rolling since then, and we are like accountability partners. So she's an awesome speaker. She's going to be talking about going from powerless to powerful. So yes, come on board. She represented for the Level Up with Kern, and she said, Tiffany, you need to come on board. Get on this. This is what you need to do. So I'm following. I'm like, yes, I'm on it. So to have that accountability partner for her to roll. So when you mentioned her, I was like, I'm about to let me talk about her. So I'm excited that Travis Michelle is on. She's been a good support system, and we've been supporting each other. And then of course, if you want to put some celebrity names on it, we got Kim Coles, we got Lisa Nichols. I mean, come on, So come on, join us. It's a powerful conference. We're all gonna have not just those celebrity names, but we are important. We are enough. We're more than enough. So come and hear us speak, because we got some words from our experiences that we are bringing to the table. So I'm just excited to be amongst some phenomenal women that's representing. And so come on board. It's worth it at the end of the day to take advantage of this opportunity. And it's free. It's free, y'all. If it's free, it's for me. So take advantage of it. It's an opportunity to be able to grow, learn, and be able to share and partner with other people who's moving and shaking and doing things. And that's what you want to surround yourself with.
We would be remiss if we did not include the world-renowned Shay Brown. I mean, he has pushed and pulled and tugged us. Coach Kern has had him a couple of days just supporting us and giving us love. So I got to give a shout out to Shay Brown.
Wonderful. There's so many others. Listen, when you go to register, you get to see all the speakers that are there. You physically get to see these young ladies and their photos. Like one of these ladies said, listen, Lisa. That's what I wanted to say. When she said, listen, all I could hear was, listen, Lisa, you need to register. So now I will just ask each of you, how can one get in touch with you early, before the conference even began, just in case they want to get additional information from you? And I'll start back with Tiffany.
All right, so you can check me out. I do have a website, tiffanyteachy.com. So Tiffany with an I. Teachy.com, and then I'm all on different platforms. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, author Tiffany Teachy, but you can definitely find me Tiffany Teachy at all those different platforms. So yes, thank you for this opportunity. It's just been awesome. I'm excited and fired up. Thank you.
I know you. It has been. Okay, Miss Wilson, let's hear from you. How can one get in touch with you?
www.ciannwilson.com, and that's SEANNE Wilson.com, or you can reach out at the Tennessee State University. Look up the Women's Center. Yeah, I'm gonna keep on plugging my alma mater now. I'm sorry, no shame to my game. And I'm also on IG, and I'm also on Facebook under my name. And also, if any of you all would like, Coach Kern is coming to see me at TSU. Yes, she is. She don't even know it yet, but I'm gonna have her speaking. She don't know. You can tell her from me. Tell her I said it. Coach Kern is speaking at Tennessee State University while she powering up. And then I leveled up with her as well. But now she's going to come and leave a few nuggets with the ladies and the young men at TSU. So you all hit me up and let me know if you're available to come and speak to, yes, 8,000 students at the institution. I'm ready for you.
Can I say that I have a cousin that's just graduated, actually is going to the school, and so I wanted to put that plug in. I would be remiss if I did not say that.
Yes. Thanks.
Just graduated from high school, and she is going to the Tennessee State University. So ironically, I guess we all have something in common.
Oh, that's where it's at. It's where it's at. And Fisk. Shout out to my sister school.
Is it TTU? TTU? Karen asked that you ladies drop your contact information. You're into the chats as well. Listen, TTU's in the house. The Tennessee University ladies. Prophesizing Karen will be there. Come on with it, Dr. Hampton.
Well, to stay connected, you can email me at info@drmiataspeaks.com. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Clubhouse at Dr. Miata Hampton.
And definitely type your info in, because we had some nugget takers out there today. People are chanting and shouting and saying preach, and I am ready to pass the offering cup around and get the choir in here to start singing, because these ladies brought it this evening just for a little over an hour. They came powered up. We're telling you to unplug from all those negative things that you have been plugged into. We're asking you to register, not tomorrow, not later tonight. Listen, Lisa, you heard what they said. Listen. I love it. Go ahead and register today. Honestly, you're going to have nothing but phenomenal speakers. And I promise you, every speaker that I have had on this show have been powered up. They have been bringing the energy, and I can't wait to hear them speak at the summit. Those dates again? Are you asking for the dates? I tell you what, go to timetopowerup.com first. You'll see the dates there, and I'll be nice enough to tell you that it's July 14th through the 18th. 5 days, a 5-day free conference. Nothing but connection, creation, and contribution. You heard my sister said that since she's been connected to Kern, she has genuine friends now, genuine people that are plugging into her. Genuine, it's not family members. She has a new tribe that she's plugged into. That's why you have to attend this conference. That's why we're here rallying you all up, because how often do you get something for free? Yes. and that's basically, hopefully you all have put your information into the chats. Warren Buffett said by far the best investment one can make is in themselves. These ladies have invested in themselves to come out and pour into you, to come out and power you up with a phenomenal message next month, July 14th through the 18th. Take their information down, follow them, purchase their books, purchase their supplies, even visit TTU, even take that visit to Tennessee, the Tennessee University. I am going to get off the air, but I want to just allow them the opportunity to give us one takeaway. We already know how our listeners can get in touch with you. Just give us that one takeaway before we sign off tonight.
My one takeaway is to submit your purpose, submit your desire to God, and watch Him work. Live life on purpose according to your dreams.
Mine would be to live authentically and unapologetically. Be who God made you to be. Don't try to be anyone else because that spot is already taken. And I just want to thank you, Dr. Betty. This has been amazing. Thank you, Dr. Miata and Tiffany. I've made new friends, and that's what it really is all about. All of us connecting and pushing one another.
Yes, come on, Miss
Yes.
Tiffany.
And my takeaway is, I mean, live your life like it's golden. This is the opportunity now more than ever. We've got some powerful women. We got some powerful speakers that's going to be represented. So we are here for a reason, and try to embrace it, embrace life. And so my biggest thing is just live your life like it's golden and embrace it. Now's the time, now more than ever.
Yes, so you know what I said in the beginning, your imprint is meant to rise. So that's what these ladies have been here doing today. They have been empowering you with their imprint, and they are preparing you to power up, to listen to them speak at the Power Up Summit. So I'm looking forward to having all of you that have been on tonight, that has been making comments, to follow these young ladies, see what they're doing, and support their cause. So I thank each of you for tuning in today. Thank you, Karen, for a phenomenal platform, and I'll be talking to you soon. Take care, ladies.